to be some kind of a CEO or COO or whatever. He writes to me, he said, regarding the South Carolina Republican debate, the real Trump returned to the spotlight. Frankly, his behavior was unbelievable, unbelievable bad. For crying blow was his use of Democrat talking point, where he actually blamed George W. Bush for 9/11. That is his opinion of the 9/11 as an American citizen, as a human being, as a citizen with his own opinion. He had the right to his opinion. Call him Donald Trump, call him Rolando Larraz, call him whatever you want to call him. That's his opinion, and he's entitled, and he's rightfully entitled to his opinion. Okay, Donald Trump under those circumstances, he's running for the presidency of the United States, the leader of the free world. What free world, my friend? What free world? Are we free now? I don't think so. Excuse me, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we are almost in a free country, almost. And he behaved like an immature, egocentric child. We can do better. Well, we've been trying to look better and do better for how many years it's been? 100 years now? 200 years?
Since we've been around, 1876, I think, is a number I hear occasionally about the Constitution.
So it's about 200
Anyways.
years, 215 years, whatever. You know, why don't you just, he seems like a former. Well, if you former, retire, go home, and start feeding the pigeons. You know, I don't see any reason why you have to be getting involved in the politics because you sound like an old man like me. You're not going to be around that much longer. So why wasting your time, your energy? Enjoy your home, enjoy your backyard, enjoy your pool. And that's what I'm going to do if Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders will go to the White House. I retire. I said that before. I wrote that before in my column. And I believe, I'm not sure, I believe that somebody have wrote that in the editorial of the Las Vegas Tribune. I am not going to be working under a communist or a corrupted government anymore. We need Donald Trump. And if that sounds to you like an endorsement, well, so be it. The Las Vegas Tribune do not endorse anybody anymore. We suggest, we support, but we believe that the endorsements are only to fulfill the ego of those public servants, how they call themselves. You know, I don't believe that. But me personally, yes, I do like Donald Trump. I do believe in Donald Trump, and I do believe that he can change this country around and make America great again.
I look at it a little differently. I think that endorsements are bought and sold.
That's right.
Has Donald Trump sent you any money today?
No,
He
not
hasn't
yet.
sent me any money.
We're running ads for free.
I think he's turned down people that have tried to give him money, as a matter of fact. So he's totally not subject to anybody's money trying to buy his influence any way or another. None. Zero. That's the type of leader we need, because we haven't had it forever. And how has that turned out for us?
And that is why I enjoy opening his emails, because he's the only candidate that doesn't say an emergency. We only got a few hours left. Send me $3, $5. Well, people, why don't you send me $1 to support the Las Vegas Tribune? How about that? Send me $1. Each of you send me $1 and see if I can get the Las Vegas Tribune back at float. Oh, but the politician can do it. The police department can do it. Every time a policeman is hurt or is dead, they go for the public to donate money to. They get a funeral for free. They get insurance from the police department. They get a donation from the police union. Oh, but they need the money because now you got the guy that was the president of the union wanted to. He's opening he did open last Saturday a marijuana place. He was in the narcotic department. You don't think he got connections now to sell narcotics because I don't care if it's marijuana, cocaine, crack, whatever other name they call. Drug is drug, my friends. In my book, drugs is drugs. A lot of people believe that marijuana is not drug. Well, to me, marijuana is drugs. And to see a former police officer, 30 years, and if you see that press release that they sent me, making him look like, wow, an honorable. He was the most corrupted police officer in the whole entire Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Not even his co-workers like him. And I'm talking about Detective David Callas. I'm not hiding any names. I'm not, the only reason that I hide the name of these people that sent me that email about Donald Trump is because they are a nobody and they might want to be looking for some kind of a spotlight, and I'm not going to give them a spotlight to promote somebody against my belief and this is my show. You want to talk about somebody else? Come over. Talk to Clark, buy airtime, and then you can do it in your show whatever you want. But in the meantime, this is my show, and I don't allow anybody to say anything good about Bernie Sanders or what's her name?
Well, there's nothing good to say about it. So
Hillary Clinton. I forgot her name.
You don't allow liars. Let's put it that way.
And I don't know. She might not even be in the race. I hear something that maybe Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, is going to have to jump in the race because I got the feeling that they know something that they don't want to tell us, the people of the United States.
Well, they don't want to tell us about what the real truth was in Benghazi. They don't want to tell you that.
No, they don't.
But so now they're hiding something.
I got the feeling that the FBI have something that they are scared of, But anyway, you was there yesterday?
Yes, I was there last night.
And what happened? How was it? There was nobody there.
Wow.
Nobody was there.
I can't say that. There were a tremendous amount of people there. It's by far.
No, but if you read the review journal,
well, if you read the review journal, 6,000 people. I guarantee you there were more people there than that. And I counted seats before many people showed up.
The review journal says 6,000?
6,000 is what they say.
Well, when do you ever see Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio get 200 people and they all Democrats?
I think the word is that Bernie Sanders occasionally gets several thousand people, but what you hear about Hillary Clinton is that she gets about 200 people, and 100 of those are bussed in. So they maybe bust in from Arizona even. I don't know. They come in. They're operatives that they just bus around.
Or from the funeral parlors.
They're like the people that come in on trains strapped to the top of the trains, their bodies coming into the country to be counted as potential liberal voters.
That could
right.
be.
They're count fakers.
That could be.
And then look at the super delegates. Even that's fixed. Hillary has like 500 super delegates, and Bernie has, after winning most of the caucuses except Nevada's, he has about 30 or 40 delegates, I think. So she has 10 times more delegates. And Iowa was a coin flip. And Nevada, I guess she won that by 5 points or something. But that's the only one she's really won.
Well, I tell you, to be honest with you, I feel more relief now that she won Nevada. At least we know that the Nevada people, Latinos or no Latinos, blacks or no blacks, they don't go for the communist stuff.
Well,
She will be easy, I believe. I'm not an expert on politics, but I believe she would be easy to knock down than it would have been a communist like Bernie Sanders, then appeal to the young generation that don't know anything about politics. I will take all these kids, I send it to Venezuela and Cuba. I spread it out between Cuba and Venezuela. I don't even have to go any other country, you know. And they know what happened. I remember when the Venezuelan people used to talk, oh, that what happened in Cuba, it never happened in Venezuela. We will not tolerate that. Well, my friend, look at that. They don't even have toilet paper now. Toilet paper don't have. So
well,
that
if
means
you don't have anything to eat, do you need toilet paper?
No, you don't.
Oh,
so
well,
that's what I was gonna go for.
Maybe that's just an offset. It's
Yeah.
a natural event after you can't have anything to eat.
You know, it is. I mean, and every time I hear somebody tell me it could not happen in the United States, I said, I hope that the good Lord listen to your word, because I tell you,
Well, it happened there. Why did it happen there?
where in Venezuela.
Yeah,
No, but people said that it will not happen here.
I understand that, but how did it happen in Venezuela? Shit happens.
Venezuela was a very, very beautiful, good, rich country.
So what happened?
I lived there. My friend, my dear friend, Marcos Perez Jimenez was the president there for a few years. And I tell you, I cannot imagine Venezuela being in the position that it is now. You know, luckily, I don't know
So if it happened there, why can't it happen here?
because that's the American mentality. They think the American people, you American people, believe that you are the power and nothing is going to take
But the
this.
progressives have dumbed down at least 50% of the country.
I know.
So that's the problem. Maybe that's what happened to Venezuela, that somebody got in charge and dumbed down more than half of the people, and then that's what you're left with, Venezuela. You
Yeah.
know, that's what happens. Gee,
That was my phone, now it's your phone.
yeah.
You know, but I don't know. We need to find out what we can do to avoid another Cuba or another Venezuela in the United States
Yes.
of America. People, please,
I'm on the radio, so
please,
speak to
I
me.
am not kidding you.
Yes.
I am not kidding you. We need to do something to save this
do you
country,
have to
my
say?
friends. I'm not gonna live here too long. I probably be gone in 2-3 more years. I'm too old for. By natural reasons, I might be dead in a few years. So this is not my fight. This is not my fight. It is your future, your son, your daughter's future. It doesn't make any difference to me. Like I said before, at my age, with my Social Security and my retirement check, I live like a king. I need this newspaper and this radio station like I need a hole in my head. Okay? I don't do this for benefit. I don't do this to profit. I don't do this. Believe me, I don't. I don't do this for my own benefit. I'm not making any money in this place. I'm losing money every week, every day, every single hour of the day. I'm losing money in this place. I'm living like I never lived before in my life. It's counting the pennies. But I'm not doing it for me, my friends. I'm doing it for you. I don't have any kids. I don't have any family. So when I'm gone, I'm gone. Nobody's going to suffer. Nobody's going to miss me. Nobody's going to do anything. So take my word. I'm doing it for the future of this country. I think I owe this country that much. I live a very, very good life here. I live like a no, like many American-born people, American-born and raised people have never gonna live the way I live. I have the most benefits, the most luxury life I can ever, I can ever dream about it. And I lost everything in this newspaper. I lost everything in this radio station because I believe that you need to hear what I have to say. Believe that you need to hear my experience. You need to hear my history, my story, and my history. I speak with an accent, but I don't sing with an accent. I know the difference between history, and history. Okay? I believe that you need to listen. And don't believe me, just listen to what I said and check it out. Nowadays, we live in a wonderful world of knowledge. We got a wealth of information in the internet. Go check it out. See what country under a communist regime, what country under a communist regime could survive and could live a freedom and liberty like we have here. I don't care how short or how small our liberty and our freedom is, we still have some, and we should be thankful that we live in the United States of America. Listen to what I have to say because it is important. Maybe you are as old as I am, or I don't think anybody can be older than me, but maybe you are as old as I am or a little younger than me, but your family, your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, they need to have a country to live on. Just think about them. Don't think about yourself. Don't be greedy. Don't be an asshole. Don't be stupid because you're not going to be here to claim anything, to complain about anything, to cry about anything, or to enjoy anything if you like the communist life. I told you the other day I was coming out of my house. One of my neighbors has a beautiful, beautiful house. Beautiful house. He got a sign of Bernie Sanders in his front yard. I want to know how long he's going to keep that house. Okay? When Fidel Castro took over Cuba, maybe it wasn't him, but the people that sympathize with him, plus the criminals that take advantage of every opportunity, they walked into our house, they broke the chandeliers, they broke everything, they throw the furniture in the swimming pool, for no reason at all. They hate money, they hate wealth, they hate anybody that could have anything better than you because you don't work. Simple as that. When you work in this country or in any freedom country, you can have as much as anybody else. People ask, well, why do you have 2 cars? Because I work for. Simple as that. I work for my 2 cars. I put gas in my 2 cars with my money. Why would I take 1 car and give it to anybody else, to my neighbor, to a guy that I don't even know?
That's why we have government, so they can take that car and give it to somebody else. That's why. That's Bernie Sanders' way. Take from you to give to them.
Yeah.
You're not a Bernie Sanders voter.
No.
So he has to take what you have and give it to someone that'll vote for him and his politics.
Well,
that's what it's all about.
I don't know, but I believe in, and they all keep. I was doing a research. A senator in the United States make $193,000 in a two terms career in the Senate or in the Congress. They both make the same amount of money. Okay, it's a total of 2 million something.
Well, it'll be 12 years times.
12 years.
Yeah, about $2 million.
Okay, now out of there, they're supposed to be paying for trips back and forth to home, whatever home is for them. They have to pay mortgage. They have to pay car payment. They have to pay. How is it then all these people with $2 million in a decade and a half can leave the Senate or the Congress millionaires?
Besides their salary, what do they have for expenses to run their offices and their?
Oh no, they don't pay for that.
No, but I'm saying, what expenses do they have in their kitty that they can pay for extravagant offices, expenses, travel? Right. What does that come to?
I don't know. I didn't count that.
And how much of that are they stealing out of that to put in their pocket?
Right. But my point is, if they're going to be there and they're going to be honest and they're going to be honorable to the people of the United States, the people who elected them to be there to serve them, how can they become millionaires? They have to pay a school for the kids. They might want to have, they might be good parents and they want to send the kids to private school. You know, I'm not going to bitch or complain about any of that stuff. I like luxury like anybody else, okay? If I had any kids, I would have sent it to private school. If for nothing else, I don't know the difference. Maybe if I live in Las Vegas, yes, I send it to private school because the school district in here stink. It is it's nothing. People here don't learn nothing. And they don't want people to learn nothing because that's another thing that the people don't realize. You don't need to learn nothing. We are going to take care of you. That's the government. You don't need to learn anything. You don't need to be intelligent. We're going to take care of you the rest of your life. You know, while in the meantime, they're going to be millionaires. Look at Harry Reid, for Christ's sake. He became a millionaire. But of course, he was there for 35 years. Thank you, sir. God bless you, because I can't. And, you know, it's not that I'm not blind. I don't find any way to figure out any other way. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. Go in the internet and check the communist life and the communist place. If you're not a slave, if you're not a puppet of the government, you will not make a halfway decent living. You know. What do you got in there?
Well, I'm trying to find out the average net worth of congressmen and senators in the U.S. government. The most recent data I can get. They don't like to ever publish up-to-date data. That's
No. This is
2012 is
oh,
the
you got
closest
12. I
can
got 14
come.
last night.
Yeah, and the average net worth in 2012 in the Senate was $13.5 million. Average senator's worth. Okay, average. Out of 50-something senators, the average was worth $13 million. The House average is $5.7 million.
How? They made the same amount of money. They make
well, they're in office for
193,000.
They're only in office for 2 years, and then they have to be reelected. So maybe more of their funds go for being reelected or whatever. They're there a shorter period of time, so they have less time to steal. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's it.
So the senators have, as coincidence, because the senators have almost 3 times more money.
I mentioned that.
And their term is 2 years in the Congress and 6 terms in the years in the Senate. So they have 3 times the money. See, they have 3 times as much time to steal.
Oh,
so that's what numbers don't lie.
No,
they always kind of hit the nail on the head. You know what I mean?
I tell you, I wrote that in my point of view that is coming out tomorrow. When we announced that Donald Trump won the primary in Nevada.
Right. Well, these 45% is the latest poll. Like the Review Journal says, a Rubio-leaning paper, that Rubio was going to get the fallout from Bush dropping out. But they failed to mention that Bush's poll numbers were like 1% when he
Yeah, but
What are they going to get?
also, maybe what we need to tell the review journal, and I'm sure that Mr. Adelson don't have a day-to-day operation in his computer yet. But what we have to tell him is that the people didn't appreciate Marco Rubio uh, attacking Jeb Bush so much after, because it shows how ungrateful he is, because he was under the wing of Jeb Bush when he started in Florida. So when you attack, it's like Ruben Kewin attacking Dario Herrera. Dario Herrera make Ruben Kewin. So why he gonna attack like he attacked Dario Herrera? Even though I learned that maybe Dario Herrera is gonna be working in the campaign for Ruben Kewin for Congress. And I don't know who is running against Ruben Kewin, but I will help anybody that run against Ruben Kewin, because I don't think he got the best interest of the United States at heart.
There's about 10 people listed here in the House of Representatives that have a minus net worth. How does that happen? One of them, David Villado, wherever he's from, is minus $19 million. He's in the hole $19 million.
And he's in the House?
Yeah. Well, in 2011. I don't know where he is today, but probably in debtor's prison. I don't know.
Maybe he got a very young, beautiful mistress, and that's why they not admit him.
Daryl Issa, you kind of see him now and then in those committee hearings and stuff. Issa, he's worth $480 million for some reason. I don't know where he got his money from, but interesting. So some of these guys are dead broke. They must be campaign things that they've signed up for or something. I don't know how you get down $19 million. Interesting. Only a congressman can do. That's the American way. Look at the federal government's down $20 trillion. So why would it be
20
unusual?
already?
Well, 19 or 18, whatever it is.
Wow.
But why would a congressman only being down 19 million, why would that be unusual? That's what he's used to. That's probably how they get in that kind of debt. They just run their life like they run the Congress. I guess. How do you explain it? How do you go down $19 million?
Trillions, no?
No, the congressman, the guy Villardo, is down $19 million in the hole. How do you get in the hole like that? Because you're a U.S. congressman. That's what you're used to. Alice Hastings.
And they complain because Marco Rubio have a loan, a student loan or some kind of loan to buy a house or to buy a boat or something. You know, they all live like that. They live in fantasy land.
Well, Rubio sold a book and got revenue from that. And then he bought a boat cash with the revenue, $80,000 from revenue from his boat.
Yeah,
so he didn't go out like a congressman does and
from
borrow
his book,
the money.
From his book, not from his boat.
From his book. What did I say, boat? Oh, I'm sorry.
But, I mean, let's face it, they all do that.
Well, you know, it's just, you got to take the money
then
somehow.
You got pieces of garbage like Harry Reid complaining then the millionaires want to take advantage of you. What is he doing? He's a millionaire taking advantage of the Mexicans illegal, because the illegal Mexicans, because they don't speak the language and they haven't interpreted. They is getting a kickback from the government, from Harry Reid, and then you got some piece of trash like what's his name, the Heller, making trips to Cuba. What about the Cuban people that vote for you, Mr. Heller? What about the Cuban people that have lost family over there because they are against the communist regimes? What about those people, Mr. Heller? I tell you, I'd be dead before I vote for you. I'd be dead before I allow anybody in my family vote for you. Simple as that. I don't know who is running against him. Can you look?
Well, first of all, he's not up until 18, I think it is. He's not up this year. So
Who is up to this year?
just Reed. There's only 2 senators from Nevada, so Reed. It's
Who is
Reed.
running again? Oh, that's
That's Hecht is running for his position, and that Maestros,
yeah.
the ex-attorney general.
I'm not that crazy about. I'm not that crazy about Heck, but
Well, he's way better than Maestro.
yes,
My God, what's wrong with Heck? He's been a fairly good congressman.
Well, I don't want to be categorized as a discriminated person. I'm gonna reserve my reasons why I don't like Heller, but I'm gonna make peace with the devil, and I'm gonna help Heller better than I can help anybody else, because I like Cortez Masto. I like her very much. When she was planning to run for governor, I told her the only way I would not help you is if Steve Sisolak decide to run for governor too. But in the meantime, I will help you if you don't have Steve Sisolak in the race. I like her, but
Well, one way to be
one of the reasons that I don't help her is because he's manipulated, he's controlled by Harry Reid. And what Harry Reid is doing, read my column tomorrow. You're gonna see he got the house, he got the diamond field full already. He got Castro, what's her name again?
Maestro.
Cortez Mastos on base 1, Ruben Kiwe in the Congress on base 2, and I forgot who is on base 3 now. And then now he wants to put Brian Sandoval, his stepchild, to be appointed to the
Supreme Court.
to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You know, so he will be retiring in January 2017 because I guess people are complaining about all the years that he's been there. Not that he care about the people's complaint. They've been complaining for the last 20 years. But I believe then he will be controlling all those people. He will be manipulating those people. He will be running those offices from his house. And where did he move here? In Summerlin or Green Valley or somewhere? He bought a new mansion, I don't know where, somewhere in the outskirts of Las Vegas. And, I don't see any reason why he need to retire, period. I mean, how much more damage you want to do to the state of Nevada?
They don't consider it damage. It's personal improvement.
What do you mean personal improvement?
They're improving their personal situation. It's improvement. It doesn't have anything to do with the people. They're just peasants. Who cares about them? Take for example Harry Reid. He convinced or he put into a trust fund, a pension fund that was controlled by a friend of his named Claire Haycock. And Claire Haycock got this $10,000 invested in their pension fund
Don't
or
use
whatever.
bad language in the microphone,
Right.
please.
And
Hancock,
then
what do you say?
Harry Reid introduced legislation that would help Haycock's industry, a move many observers said was a quid pro quo. So he invested the $10,000 with Haycock, and bought a 168-acre parcel of land that was below market assessed value. So he got a deal on the land that Haycock controlled. But Harry Reid invested $10,000 in the pension fund. So that was a quid pro quo. He was buying that possibility of buying that land. Kind of like the Hillary Clinton $100,000 futures deal.
Yeah.
She put up $1,000, made $100,000. So here's Harry Reid. He bought this 160 acres of land, and then in 2006 he ran on the premise that he was going to be sure that no Senate leader or anyone would pass any legislation that helped them personally. So okay, fine. He gets an $18 million settlement set aside to build a bridge across the Colorado River between Laughlin and Bullhead City. Well, that was conveniently close to his 160 acres. But of course, that didn't have anything to do with it.
No,
Of course not. Now his property that he bought for $10,000, which was he didn't really buy it. No, he donated $10,000 to get the right to buy the property under excess value. Anyways, is now worth between $1 million and $5 million. That's in 2010. What's it worth today? Maybe that's the money maybe that's the land that he sold to the solar company. I'll have to look that up next.
No, because the solar company was over here by going to Mesquite or somewhere.
Oh, well, we'll have to look up that deal somehow.
Right there where the Bondis was located.
But you could make it full-time. If I had the time, I would become an investigator reporter, and I would pick a certain person, like a Harry Reid or somebody else, and I would just look at their finances and put together, position A, B, C, D, and track how did these people get to be as wealthy as they are? Where did the money come from?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they are stupid enough to have that openly in the financial statement? And that's another thing.
Proof's in the pudding. They have the money. They have to disclose their finances. Well, where did the money come from? If, like you said, they're making $193,000.
Yeah, but they might have it on their dog's name or the horse name or the car's name,
Well, that just proves my point. I'm just saying money that I can prove that they have. Where did it come from? Did the dog give it to him?
I guarantee you that Harry Reid, if he's going to present, he's asking everybody for the financial statement, that he asking everybody
Well, how
for
about
the
his
tax
taxes
return.
for the
But
last 10
nobody
years?
asked him for the return of his taxes. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, how about the last 10 years of his tax returns? Has he filed in the last 10 years? Romney had
And that's what they
filed.
doing the other day, that Mike Wallace or Chris Wallace, whatever.
Wallace.
Chris Wallace asking Donald Trump for his income tax return. Well, what about your tax return, Chris Wallace? What about Marco Rubio's tax return? Jeb Bush, all these people running and the 15 candidates in this stage. Why Trump? Because he's ahead? Because you cannot control him? Because he don't give a damn what you said about him?
Well, they confronted Harry Reid after.
What, a day or 2 days?
They confronted him on what he said about.
Oh yeah,
The
Ronnie.
right
Romney.
Romney. After Romney lost, they confronted Harry Reid on the lie that he told on the Senate floor that he hadn't paid taxes for 10 years. Reid's response was, well, he didn't win, did he? So that tells me he admitted that he lied, and it worked.
Yeah.
And he was proud of it because it worked. These are the type of despicable people that we elect over and over and over and over again. Look at the president we just elected over again back in 2012. What is that? How do you elect a guy like Obama that rams through the Senate and the House, this Obamacare, whatever that is, ran it through without one partisan vote, not one on the other side of the aisle, not one. And he had to use a thing called nuclear option to get that run through. And then we re-elect this guy?
What is a nuclear?
I have no idea. It's a Harry Reid word, a nuclear option. Maybe it has something to do with the nuclear test site we have out here. I don't know. But it was something that Harry Reid dreamed up, and I think it was like paying off the guy from Nebraska to get him to vote for the Obamacare. McCaskill in Louisiana voted for it. Some kind of deal was done there. All these deals, and Harry Reid got reelected for all the value that he can bring to the table for Nevada. Well, Nevada didn't get no deal over the health care thing because Reid was going to vote for it anyway. So what did we get? Why do we reelect Reid? Where's our kickback? Where's our, reward?
You know what? I don't think we re-elect Reid. he keep himself.
Well, yeah,
he keep himself in that position. I don't think the people really.
he was down by 5% on election day and won by 5.
Yeah.
So that's a
You know.
10% swing.
But I got an email from Sharon Angle the other day, and asking for money because this is the time that we need to use. Please don't send me any more emails, Sharon. Okay, I know how you play the game. You are one of them. You are not an existing for me. I help you. I believe in you, and you lie to me. When you lie to me, you bury me. That's all it is. Don't even think about me anymore. Don't mention my name anymore because I told you sitting in my office when you was using my office for your private meetings with people that you don't want the media to know that you was in town. I give you my office to use it, and you told me, I told you that those people that you brought from Washington, they were Harry Reid's people. You told me that I was crazy. Well, I was not crazy, my dear, unless you was part of the game and you was running to allow Harry Reid to win again. You was another Sue Loudon to me. Sue Loudon never could run against Harry Reid. All the millions that her and her husband have, they owe it to Harry Reid. I've been saying that from day one. Stop being hypocrite and tell the truth. You know, I promise you, you're not gonna die by telling the truth. You might get a little hurt, you know, because people gonna know what kind of corrupted person you are. The people gonna know what kind of despicable human being you are. But that's all. And people like you and Sue Loudon and her husband, I forgot his name now. What do you care what people think about you? You go home and seclude yourself in your mansions, which is nothing wrong. Believe me, I miss my mansion too. I love to have a mansion again, you know, instead than sleeping every day in a different place, because I don't sleep in the same place every day, you know, or at least more than 2 days. You know, I can live like this. I cannot be in one place all the time. But that's another story, another show, another day. In the meantime, like I said, get yourself the courage to go in front of the computer and learn how these people betray you, how these people distort the truth. I'm not going to call them lies because then I'm going to be accused of using Donald Trump's words when he called Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz a liar. They were liars. They are liars.
Cruz, yeah.
You know, they are liars.
Ted Cruz just had to fire one of his operatives because he...
and you're going to tell me that he didn't know about it?
No, I'm not going to tell you at all. He got fired because he has to be a fall guy.
Yeah.
Cruz is not going to fire himself.
And he might be running the operation from home. You know, I don't trust anything these people do. Nothing at all. They do or they say, I believe it. He might be sitting at home and whatever. He can be in the Cayman Island, in a hotel with a computer running the operation for Ted Cruz. Who knows?
Well, sure. There's a lot of things that go on that we just don't know about. That's for damn sure. We have a corrupt government. There's no question about that. So once you have a corrupt government, they don't get better the next day. They get worse.
So now, and that's another thing. When do you ever see an election day then start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's unusual. I don't know.
I don't understand.
And you had to register like 13 days before this caucus thing to be suitable, acceptable to even participate in the caucus.
I'm going to have to ask Steve Dempsey one of these days if that is normal. But I believe
well, the Democrats you could register right there at on the way in at the table.
The Democrats.
Yeah, on the way in you could register.
Yeah, But anyway, whatever time is, at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever time is, please go vote. Exercise your right to vote. It might be the last election you're going to be able to vote. If you don't do what you need to do, please, I'm begging you. I'm not bullshitting you.
It's the last opportunity we have to exercise our rights while we still have it, because tomorrow we may not have it.
That's right.
That's the last one. So they're trying to get everything else. They're trying to get our guns, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment. They're trying to take that away. Everything they're trying to take away from us. So, the only one we got left is really the right to vote. That's the only way we can control these
And we don't know if the next election circle.
We need to start voting out the incumbents. Anybody that's in office,
Cycle.
vote them out.
The next election cycle.
It's called term limits. Election term limits. You just vote them out. They're in office. You vote them out. That's the only way to do this. Vote
You
them
should
out.
be voting out everybody that
Look,
is
we'd
in
be in a
office
lot
now.
better shape if we voted out Obama in the last election. I mean, we would be in a lot better. Now he's closing Gitmo to send a
Anyway.
message to the terrorists.
Go
you know.
out there tonight and your caucus or whatever you call that. That sounds like a bad.
Caca.
That sounds to me like a bad word. But go there and vote for Donald Trump, because he's the only one that can save you, your family, your country, and your future, my friends. My name is Rolando Larraz, and I stand behind every word that I say today in this radio show. This is Face the Tribune. My name is Rolando Larraz, and God bless you, and God bless America.